Hi, and welcome back to another edition of Keeping It Real with Coach Neal. I'm Brandon Sands, joined by the head coach of the UNCW women's soccer team, Coach Neal. Coach, how are you this morning?
Doing good, Brandon. Thanks for having me.
Awesome. An exciting first week. Soccer regular season is back underway. Didn't get the results we wanted against Coastal or in the home opener against VCU. What did you see after you've had a few days to review the tape on those games?
Saw a lot of things. Came out of the weekend frustrated because we didn't get results, but also came out optimistic because, honestly, our team did some really good things in both games, especially territorially. The Thursday night match at Coastal, territorially, we were dominant, but we weren't good enough in the penalty boxes. And when you don't score, you leave yourself vulnerable to something weird happening or a referee decision, et cetera. So we were happy with how we moved the ball, and where we spent most of our time in that game was in Coastal's half. And then against VCU on Sunday, we started the game very, very well. The first 18 minutes, we were territorially in VCU's half. We were moving the ball well, defending very well. We were controlling more of the game. And we scored a goal that I watched it on video, and I'm not convinced we're offside, but that's the way it goes sometimes. But then we scored the own goal, and that kind of sapped the air out of the room for us. And we had a hard time. Even the coaching staff didn't respond well to that. So we've got to look at how we respond to that. I mean, VCU, we were down 2-0 at half, and VCU did not attempt a shot inside our penalty box with their feet. And there we are down 2-0 at half. So lots of things to build on, but we have to continue to clean up how we defend and how we attack in those penalty areas.
As a coach, do you look at it as, do you want your team to remember a game like that and kind of use it as a chip on their shoulder going forward this season, or is that a game you just kind of you flush and okay, it happened, it was a bad day, we're moving on to Liberty?
In sports, sometimes you just have those days, and Sunday kind of felt like that. But you got to have no memory when it comes to those things. But we definitely want to keep getting better. Still, we've been there 3 weeks and tons of new faces. So the key is just let it go and just keep getting better and go out the next game and try to get that win.
Right. One thing we weren't able to touch on last week because it wasn't official yet was the addition of Lindsey Harris as your second assistant this season. Former North Carolina goalkeeper who spent numerous years now in the professional ranks, entering her first year as a coach here. What does she bring to your staff, and how excited are you for the keepers to get to work with someone with her pedigree?
We're extremely excited. We call her Jedi. She picked up that name at Chapel Hill as a player, so I think that's a fun name. So Jedi's been great for us. She obviously played at Chapel Hill, which is notorious for being one of the most competitive cultures in all of sport. And then obviously her professional playing experiences. All that's going to rub off on our culture and our players, and especially our goalkeepers. And she's got this really chill, unique personality about her, and the girls have taken to her immediately. But we're extremely happy to have her influence on board.
A very cool thing that's very unique to a place like UNCW being so close to the beach. Yesterday, you were able to bring the team out to Surfers Healing, a charity surf organization for children with autism. What is it like to look forward to that day every year and just it being a part of your program for what I believe is 5 years now? Yeah,
it's a big piece to our culture and our community, but it's the first community service event right out of the gates for our team every year, and it could not come at a better time, right at kind of the end of preseason, right before the team. And it just reminds us of a lot of things. Number one, the power of community and getting involved, and the joy you can bring others if people just work together for a common cause. And then, to see some of these participants, they're not happy about going in that water. But when they come out, they can't wait to go again, and they're actually begging to go again. Another wave, one more. It's life-changing for everyone involved. And Nikki Bascom, who is my neighbor, is the director of Surfers Healing North Carolina. She had an army of volunteers. I mean, they did a wonderful job staffing that. And it just turns out to be just an incredible day for not only the participants, but for the volunteers and for the community in general. And I'd highly recommend, even if you're not volunteering next year, get that date on your calendar and find a way to go out and witness it.
No, it's a really cool event, and I think it just speaks larger to what we do with soccer here at UNCW. I know the men's program does Harry's game in the spring with Coach Heady's son, obviously, and then the women's team being able to do this piece in the fall. It just really speaks to that the community kind of aspect that these programs are wanting to do here. So that's really cool. Now, don't have a midweek game, which for you I'm sure is good. If, get a chance to correct some things from over the weekend. You have faced a Liberty team on Sunday who beat VCU in their home opener. What are you expecting from Liberty? How big of a task is that going to be on Sunday?
Yeah, I mean, only having one match this week is good for us right now because when you play 2 matches a week, it's hard to train sometimes. Right. People need recovery, and you just can't be as intense as you'd like maybe in training, but we can this week. But what I saw at Liberty, quite frankly, they've been a good team for quite a while, and I think this is arguably their best team. They are extremely athletic and very dangerous in the attacking half. So we're going to have to go to work and figure out how to they scored some goals. They beat VCU, who's a great mid-major, and they beat a CAA team in Delaware, who's got a new coach and a new spirit. So the 2 really impressive wins for Liberty on opening weekend. We're happy to be having them at home in the Hawks Nest, and we're going to go to work on trying to get our first win.
Students back on campus now, that's sure going to be an exciting environment. Coach, best of luck. We'll be watching this weekend. Thanks again.
Thank you.